One of two men accused of murdering Cassidy Rainwater on Friday in Dallas County. Since Jamie Norton charged with killing Rainwater and abandoning her body on Wednesday, we've learned several new details about what led to those arrests. Bailey Stroll is breaking down a timeline of the case this evening. Bailey?
Yeah, Steve, in the past 24 hours, we've learned Cassidy Rainwater's murder happened about a month before a relative reported her missing. Authorities say Rainwater was likely staying with Phelps on a property on Moon Valley Road in early July and then was murdered a couple weeks later.
The latest court documents made public in Cassidy Rainwater's disappearance and death claim her alleged killers, James Phelps and Timothy Norton, had planned her murder the night of July 24th, 2021. A month later, Dallas County deputies began their search when a relative reports Cassidy missing on August 25th. That day, a deputy goes to the home on Moon Valley Road where Rainwater was staying, but sees no sign of Cassidy at the cabin. First, deputies go to the cabin again. He admits Cassidy had been living there, but claims she suddenly left in late July, mentioning she might have moved to Colorado. 2 weeks would pass until a new break in the case. On September 16th, the FBI receives a cyber tip containing photos of Cassidy, both in a cage alive and others after her body was mutilated. In the days following, James Phelps and Timothy Norton would be arrested and charged with felony kidnapping. The sheriff's office reports Phelps refused to answer any questions without an attorney, while Norton confessed to helping restrain and kill Rainwater. Fast forward to October 4th, when someone sets fire to the cabin on Moon Valley Road. To be arson, but no one has been arrested. Phelps and Norton would appear in court for the first time hours later on October 5th. But little else was known in the weeks following that hearing until November 17th, when prosecutors charged Phelps and Norton with first-degree murder and abandonment of a corpse. Authorities say remains that were Rainwater's turned up in Phelps' cabin, and they found other evidence on a property nearby belonging to the late Bill Rainwater, Cassidy's grandfather.
And we're expected to see Phelps again in court in Dallas County tomorrow. A hearing scheduled for 1:30 in the afternoon will likely discuss the new charges as well as many motions filed by his attorney. Norton's next court hearing is scheduled for next Tuesday.
Bailey Stroll with the update this evening. Thank you, Bailey.
Update on Cassidy Rainwater. It says Cassidy Rainwater death. We know now when James Phelps' preliminary hearing will be happening. Dallas County, Missouri. James Phelps, one of two men accused of kidnapping and killing Cassidy Rainwater, will have a preliminary hearing on February 4th, 2022 at 9 a.m. The date was set December 10th, 21, as Phelps appeared in court via video conference. James Phelps and Timothy Norton are charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and abandonment of a corpse. Norton will appear in court next for a motions hearing on December 12th. Norton's preliminary hearing is scheduled for February 2nd, 2022. Rainwater was reported missing in July after months of rumors. Prosecutors charged Phelps and Norton with murder and her death. They are accused of kidnapping Rainwater, keeping her in a cage, killing her, and dismembering her body. In November, authorities confirmed they found Rainwater's remains on the property where Phelps was staying. A house on the property burned down in October after Phelps and Norton were arrested and charged with kidnapping. At a hearing for Phelps in November, prosecutors said Norton confessed he and Phelps would search for potential victims online and at a nearby Walmart. James Phelps has not entered a plea in the case against him. It is two sickos. In Cassidy Rainwater murder case to begin next year. Norton's lawyer withdraws. Attorneys have scheduled preliminary hearings for the two men charged with killing Dallas County woman Cassidy Rainwater. James Phelps appeared via video in Dallas County Court on Friday morning as attorneys set the date for his preliminary hearing, where it will be determined if the state has enough evidence to move ahead in charging Phelps with first-degree murder, abandonment of a corpse, and kidnapping. According to court documents, the evidence against Phelps and his co-defendant Timothy Norton includes gruesome photos of Rainwater as well as her remains that were found on Phelps' property. After being arrested in September for kidnapping, Phelps and Norton's cases have had a series of scheduling and motion hearings, with first-degree murder charges and abandonment of a corpse charges being tacked on in November after investigators say DNA results came back confirming that remains found on Phelps' property belonged to Rainwater. Part of Rainwater's remains were found in a freezer with the date 7/24 on it, and her bones were found elsewhere on the property, which burned down in a fire after his arrest. According to the Dallas County Sheriff's Office, photos sent to FBI also show Rainwater being held in a cage and strung up on a gantry crane, evisceration, and dismemberment, according to court documents. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Court documents say that during the interview with law enforcement, Norton confessed to the murder and allegedly said that Rainwater was killed when Phelps placed a bag over her head and strangled her while Norton helped hold her legs down. Norton also allegedly told investigators that he had helped Phelps carry Rainwater's body outside, where Phelps tied her to the crane, then eviscerated and dismembered her body. Phelps will be back in court on February 4th for his preliminary hearing, while Norton's preliminary hearing is scheduled for February 2nd. However, prior to his preliminary hearing, Norton will also appear in court on December 21st for a motion hearing. His lawyer, Brandon Tweeville, has withdrawn as representation, and Thomas Kershit out of Jefferson City has taken over Norton's defense. Tweeville did not respond to a request for comment by press. Prosecutors have not charged Phelps or Norton with crimes involving other victims, but at a hearing in November, Dallas County prosecuting attorney Jonathan Barker said that Norton told law enforcement the two would troll the internet and nearby Walmart for victims. Phelps and Norton will remain in jail as their cases progress.